To understand the cruelty of Britain's salt monopoly in India, you have to see how deeply it penetrated everyday life. Salt wasn't a luxury item, it was a necessity. Without it, bodies couldn't retain water. Without it, food spoiled faster. Without it, the poorest laborers who sweated under the scorching Indian sun couldn't survive. Yet the very thing they needed to live was turned into a tool of exploitation. The system worked like this. Salt production was strictly controlled by colonial law. Vast natural salt fields that had sustained villages for generations were fenced off or taxed into oblivion. In Bengal, Odisha, and along India's long coastline, locals were forbidden from boiling seawater or harvesting natural deposits. Instead, the British produced salt under their monopoly and sold it back at inflated prices, collecting taxes that often doubled or tripled the cost. For the colonial administration, this tax revenue was indispensable. For the people, it was devastating. Families that once produced their own salt were now forced to buy it from the very rulers who had stolen it from them. In villages where wages were already meager, entire days' earnings could disappear just to buy enough salt for cooking. And when poor families couldn't afford the official salt, they risked their freedom trying to get it illegally. Smuggling became an act of survival. Men and women carried sacks of contraband salt across fields and rivers, pursued by colonial guards. If caught, they could be imprisoned or fined more than they could ever pay. Brutality was common. There are accounts of villagers beaten or publicly humiliated for something as small as boiling a pot of seawater. The British wanted more than compliance. They wanted fear. The cruelty extended to India's poorest castes and communities. Those who labored hardest under the sun, like farmers and fishermen, needed salt the most. Yet they were hit hardest by the price hikes. Malnutrition became widespread, especially among children. Diseases linked to salt deficiency, like goiter, spread in rural areas. It wasn't just an economic policy. It was a public health disaster engineered for profit. And with each passing year, resentment grew.